you improve. It is your duty that you improve with the time. You will have that time, gradually, step by step. Just professional. So we'll be talking about that a lot in the degree program as well, in numerous modules as well as other events that we allow you to participate as well. So there'll be quite a lot of industry interactions as well. So some of these things will be repeated, I think, later on for your good, because we want to emphasize on those, and we want you to pay very good attention to those. Right. Further moving on successful online learners, there may be quite a lot of things that we can mention. Here is a list of those. By looking at this, we have been using this set of slides in the previous intakes as well. But in the last couple of intakes, maybe one and a half years in the past, from those times, we have to think in new dimensions as well. So this is also connected to what I mentioned about some of the new resources, new tools and frameworks available. So I think you know what I'm talking about, right? So I think I have highlighted that right at the bottom, even though I have put it as the last item. It is actually becoming a very, very important factor, because we have to accept we are in an era of artificial intelligence. Tools related to AI are here. We know that. You have to know that. We have to know that. We have to accept that. So we have to learn how to manage those. We have to learn how to live with those. And as students, there'll be a part for you to play. As academics, as lecturers, we also have a part to play. As of course, as industry professionals, there'll be a very, very important part to play. And from the industry's perspective, I think later we'll be having a lot of valuable thoughts about that as well. So there is a certain perspective. So there are very, very useful and effective tools that can be used, especially when it comes to AI tools like the large language models that you use. So they can be used for many, many things to get things done easier. But of course, you have to learn how to do that ethically and effectively. So that is important. So I will leave with that point. There'll be a lot of things for us to discuss. Just disconnected from the Zoom. It's loading. It's back. Yeah, I think it's temporary. Now it's back. I think I can restart now. Right. Hopefully, the Zoom audience can hear us again and see the screen. Sorry about the interruptions. There are some network issues that we face here. Right, okay, so I think that point is clear. I think my time is also running out for this session. So reiterating on, there are many skills that you would need to develop to become successful learners in this era. So you'll be mainly, you'll be in a different environment. So you, so far, especially in the school education, you have mostly been exposed to teacher-centered learning. So you have attended the classes, you have attended tuition classes, and the teachers would have really, really kept quite close attention to you, maybe personal attention, so that you can succeed in your studies. But that will be gradually changing, especially when you enter the university, and even more specifically, when you enter online distance learning mode degree program, which BIT is. Okay, so we'll be having a lot more things to discuss about that as well. Okay, it is also important that you have sufficient time, adequate amount of time for your studies, and also a good study environment. That is also important. So to have some peace and quiet. So if you are a game lover, video games lover, you might need to adjust that a little bit, because I just said at the beginning that you might you definitely need to allocate adequate amount of time, manage your time. That would be important. So from your other activities, you might need to shift that a little bit towards your studies a little further. And usage of cell phones, surfing, maybe just surfing without any specific purpose. And considering about your study environment, ergonomics is also important, to have a comfortable seating, to have good postures. Being students, that is also very important. These things you may not have even considered at early stages. But looking into the future as future professionals in the field of IT, you need to think about these too. So start thinking about these from the beginning. So having a good and comfortable working station, that is also important, especially for your health. So you'll be spending a lot of time in front of computers, sitting. Postures are very important. So otherwise, from some amount of time, you'll be feeling uncomfortabilities. You'll be feeling, you'll be having pains, and you don't have to be in that situation, right? So consider those as well. So lighting and other environmental factors are important in that sense. Right, so this is quite important. I did mention about this, about communication. So in the previous times, in the previous intakes, I think we had a different approach to this, but we have changed that. So now for all your communications, we have created a separate course. I think you have an idea of what a course on the Moodle is right now. So we have a separate course for you to access for all your matters as students. So we call that BIT Student Matters. You'll be given access to this. And this will be a kind of a one-stop shop for you. So you will be having separate links for separate matters. And we expect you to access this and use this for all the communications. So this will be online activity. So there'll be forums, there'll be quizzes. I'm sure you'll be getting used to that a lot in the coming few months, especially since you are starting the BIT degree program. And you can see the special signs here. We do not encourage calls or messages or anything like that at all. Okay? So we expect you to go to that specific course. You will be given proper instructions soon, and use those links, use those channels for all the communications related to BIT degree program. And once you get access to the courses, for course-related matters, study-related matters, you will be having a course coordinator, a module coordinator for each of the modules, and that module coordinator will be the primary contact for you all study-related matters in that course, in that specific course. For any other general matters, you will be generally accessing this separate student matters course. So we expect you to use digital communication methods, email specifically. Do not call us. Right. Okay. I think with that, I can conclude my speech. I think I may have taken a little bit longer than expected, but yeah, I think those points are important for you to get started. So our expectation is to see you succeed, to see every one of you succeed. So you have started a great journey today with the University of Moratuwa, and we wish you all the best. So keep your attention, keep your momentum going until the end, until you successfully complete the degree program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and I'm certain that the students are inspired to have a meaningful journey with us. As I mentioned earlier, the BIT degree is offered by the Faculty of Information Technology. I cordially invite Mr. B.H. Sudhantha, Dean of Faculty of Information Technology of University of Moratuwa, to address you all.
Okay, very good morning to all of you. Professor Chandrasekhara, Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University of Moratuwa, and Mr. Johan Gunathaleka, Mr. Andun, and Mr. Vishaka Nanayakkara, Director CODL, and Dr. Buddhika Karnaratna, Deputy Director of CODL, and my dear colleagues, and all the non-academic staff members and other staff members of the University of Moratuwa, my dear students. Today is a very happy day in the University of Moratuwa calendar. Why? It's your starting date. Another set of youth who is that trying to, or maybe hoping to take the responsibility of the country is stepping into the University of Moratuwa today. Why you have selected University of Moratuwa? With that, you know that many other universities are offering different type of IT degrees, computer science degrees. But understanding all these things, but you are today here. Why? You are believing the University of Moratuwa. And you know what University of Moratuwa is. And whatever the way that University of Moratuwa is there, that is quality. And whatever the program and whatever that place, and if the University of Moratuwa is involving, that we are the number one there. Why? With the dedication of our staff members and the students, we have reached to that level. And whatever the way, we are doing that one in the very good level. That's why I think one of the reasons you selected University of Moratuwa. That means you are believing us. Then the huge responsibility is on our shoulders. Then what about you? This is your first day, you are stepping into the University of Moratuwa, then you are also holding a huge responsibility on your shoulders also. Why? Because understand the name, that you are here, you are the true University of family member here today onwards, but you have to keep that name there. That you have to give your responsibility, you have to give your contribution to that name also, and with that, you can go to the nation, you can go to the world, and you can serve them. Then to do that, what you have to do? I think many things Dr. Buddhika Karnaratna mentioned, but other than that, as the faculty, as the CODL, as the entire university, we are expecting you to continue your studying. Sometimes today is not the best day to explain all these things, but this is not a hard thing. But some of the things that today we have more than 1,100 students joining with us. But what is the next step? You have to continue your learning. I think you are the people that then ask in our generation, that your generation is more close to that online materials and all the digital devices. And we are offering this degree, it's online mode. And it's a distance learning degree. And sometimes you have to come to the university. Other than that, every morning, as Dr. Buddhika mentioned, this is a full-time degree. As other old the full-time university students are doing, you have to do your studies well. And we have that you have that online learning tool is Moodle. Sometimes that many of you might new to that tool, but you have to go to the Moodle and you have to log into the Moodle and see what it is, what is available, and what are the course contents are there. And with our dedicated and well-experienced lecture panel, we have the curriculum revision recently also. Okay, then we are up to date. Then you can go to that Moodle tool, then you can see all the materials are there. You can refer those things. As all other world-class universities are doing, we are doing the same thing, and sometimes more than that. Then you can visit those things and you can refer that one. That is your responsibility. It's not that this is the external degree thinking that, okay, we can close all these things and whatever that the exam is coming, then we can open up and see. No, not that. If you are doing that one, maybe within a couple of months' time, you will be obsolete. You can't catch up the things. Then we are expecting you to that that's what all our expectation is. Within 3 years' time, we are expecting all you to be at the convocation ceremony. That's what we need. That is your responsibility to open up your course materials and see what it is. Understand all this. But if it is not, you can refer that one many times, again and again. Then understand that. Then you will be definitely successful people. I think the industry that our guests are there, they will talk much more about those things. But when you go to the industry, don't think that after coming to the University of Moratuwa, your life is safe. It's not. Like our internal students, your external students, whatever the thing, you are the students of the University of Moratuwa. You understand that one well. As Dr. Buddhi Karnaratne mentioned, AI tools are there. But to whom these AI tools are there? The non-people. For the AI tools, but can we use these AI tools for learning? Yes, we can do. Can we use this AI tool for the new things to learn? Yes. But for the implementation, but your IT degree, you have, at the end, you have to go to the industry and you have to practice the thing. If you think that for the practicing, if you can learn these AI tools well, that is not. But if you are a learn people, if you know the things, that is the person, they can use AI tools. Other than that, if you think that without having anything with your mind, with your knowledge, if you are telling that you think that you are safe with AI tools, no, it's not. That's what you are here, and that is your responsibility to understand all these things and take that knowledge well, then after that, on top of that, build up your skills. When you go to the industry, if you are not a skillful person, you are not the person getting into the industry. Okay? Understand that well. Again, we are expecting you in 3 years' time, all of you at the convocation ceremony, and good luck. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Your commitment to BIT and the faculty is a huge encouragement to us. Next, I cordially invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University of Moratuwa, Professor D.P. Chandrasekhara, to address the gathering.
Thank you very much. Very good morning to all of you. Director, Center for Open and Distance Learning, Ms. Visakha Nayakara, Dean, Faculty of Information Technology, Mr. B. A. Sudantha, the Deputy Director, CODL, Dr. Buddhi Karnaratne, our Chief Guest and the Guest of Honor, the academic staff and the non-academic staff who are present here, but more importantly, the students who are physically here and the students who are joining online for this program. As mentioned earlier, it's a very important day for you. You will be starting a new journey to follow a program which will take you to a bachelor's degree in information technology bit. Though you have exits at the end of the first year or second year with certain qualifications, probably you can also take them and continue the degree. We hope, as explained by the Dean, you will complete your degree in minimum period, that is 3 years' time. You can take slightly more time, but we advise you to do it within the shortest possible time. Now, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor and the University of Moratuwa, we would like to welcome all of you to the family of University of Moratuwa. As you know, University of Moratuwa has become the most sought after educational institute in the state sector on technical education, technology subjects, having 6 different faculties. Now, this program is offered by the Faculty of Information Technology as an external program in the distance and open and distance learning mode. I'm not going to talk about the program, which you will hear more from the staff. But what's important is this mode, open and distance learning mode. I think we started this long time back, but it made huge improvements after 2020. 2020 March, we had the pandemic, start of the pandemic, Until about 3 months, we didn't know what to do. And we closed the universities. And we were expecting it to finish within a short period of time. But by about June, we knew that it will last long. And the improvements in delivery of education start to happen very, very quickly. The online delivery, not only delivery, online examinations, assessments, new devices, software came into being. So it is not, I don't think you should think that distance learning is inferior to the to an learning, physical learning in a class. Because even now, some of the undergraduate, some of the modules, most postgraduate modules, though we can have physical classes, are now offered in a distance learning mode or online, sometimes hybrid. Certain students come, like you, and now some students are joining online. And especially most of the postgraduate programs, because we conduct them in weekends and sometimes in the evening, on the weekdays, and some of the students are residing or their place of work is not in Colombo, maybe 100, 200 kilometers away. And we also offer some programs where the majority of students are not in Sri Lanka, especially the postgraduate program. So online teaching has become to stay, and it has made huge strides, developments over the last 5 years, I must say. So it's not inferior, and we don't say that there's a difference between open and distance learning mode degree and or an external degree and an internal degree. And this will open up your path to do further studies, maybe a master's program, even a PhD. Then also, more importantly, I think you will also come into an industry where there is huge potential. We know the country is just coming out from an economic crisis, and the service sector is considered as a very, very important economic activity now. And I think if you look at the external sector reports, which was published about 3 days before for the half-year performance of 2025, you will see service sector has made a lot of development, improvements, year-to-year developments, growth. And in the service sector, the outsourced business process activities or the information technology, computer science activities have become a major component. And I think at the moment it's between $1 billion to 2 billion. Probably, I think industry is aiming at 5 billion in time to come. And for that, they need a huge pool of staff, mid-level staff. And probably you will be entering into that market. And the very important thing here is some of you, or most of you, might be working for foreign companies or providing services to other parts of the world, but living in the country, which is a very, very innovative, valuable exposure. And also in terms of, I think, payments, income, because you will be paid on those lines. So I think IT industry has a huge progress to make in time to come, and you are entering into that field, that area, and you have made a very good decision in that sense. With that, you also have a lot of responsibilities, as the Deputy Director and the Dean of the Faculty explained. In the university, unlike in the schools, the staff, academic staff, will not go behind a student. Even in the internal degree programs, we might see a student in the canteen or in the corridor. We will not ask why you are not attending a lecture. The students have choice to attend to a lecture or not to attend to a lecture, but also university has some other rules, 80% attendance and all, which we enforce in certain situations. So it's your choice because you are adults now. I think you are at least 19 plus or 19 years and more. So you need to have a commitment because you are paying, though it's not a huge amount compared to a degree offered by a foreign university or a private entity, which is not, don't consider the fees as something related to the quality of the program. We don't charge hugely because we are a state sector university and we have other facilities, so it's a subsidized amount that we charge, but we give a quality education. So it's your duty, as the previous speakers explained, to work hard, to make a dedication, have a determination today itself. I think you will have a 30 credit program per year, am I correct? 30 credits, and in the Sri Lanka qualification framework it says 1 credit student should dedicate 50 notional hours, that is time you spend for lectures, self-learning, examinations, everything. So altogether per year you might need about 1,500, I would say slightly more, right? So this might be spread over 40 weeks or 45 weeks, whatever it is, right? But you also have choice to, I think, select few modules or do it, but I don't advise you to do that. So you know the time, and some of you might be having other responsibilities, maybe working part-time, maybe even working full-time, or you intend to do that. So you have to find these 1,500 hours, about 40 hours a week. So either you should find time, maybe if you cannot find time during the daytime, early morning, late evening, weekends, holidays. So make this sacrifice in the coming 3 years. Make this sacrifice and tell your parents, friends, everybody that you have this work to do. Don't think that you can do it when you are free. It's not like that. This should become your priority one. And you should get your degree in 3 years' time from today, 2028. Then you will be happy, your parents will be happy, we, the staff of the University of Moratuwa, will also be very happy. It's not the enrollment that matters at the end of the day. Now I understand we have about 1,100 students in this batch. This is the 27th intake, though now we take students in both semesters. So that's why 24, we say 24 semester 2, but it's the 27th intake. And about 1,155 students, which is a huge number. The whole university, we admit only about 2,100 students as internal students per year. So now your batch is more than 50% of the total number of internal students. In time to come, I think this will become, we go beyond the number of internal students. And I think the lectures, as I explained, can be delivered online. There's no problem. And for exams, you will come here. And you will also have interaction with your staff online. Probably it's peer learning. I think in university, most students learn not from lecturers, but from the peers. That's your batchmates, your colleagues. And your DL will try to think of this in time to come. And also you can have online peer groups, discussions, maybe in your area you can meet physically, weekends or when you are free. So peer learning is also a very, very important activity in tertiary education. Devote time and take action and in this regard. So I am not talk long. I congratulate you for coming here, and the students who are online will be joining. So the university has now good experience of conducting this course. For 26 batches we have done it. And during the last 5 years, as I explained, the open and distance learning has improved drastically. And though the pandemic is over, still we think it's one way of conducting educational programs. Even during the pandemic, we conducted examinations, but here you will be physically coming for the exams to the university now. So, understand your responsibility and have a determination, a will to do that. Learn the subject matter which will be delivered through the staff here, and also as explained, the English language, improve your English, because most of you would have done your secondary education in the vernacular languages, either in Sinhala or in Tamil. But definitely, if you pass your advanced level, you have entered after passing advanced level. Learning English is not difficult. There are very modern techniques where you can use the online systems which are available, not only through university but also through other sources. Devote time to improve your English, and also the soft skills, which will matter in future when you go into the industry. Have positive attitudes, and definitely you will become a professional sought after by the industry in time to come. So I wish all the very best for your stay at University of Moratuwa, and hope you will graduate within the minimum period and have a good future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us today. You are always a constant source of inspiration, providing guidance to both students and staff. The presence of a distinguished guest graces every great moment. And today, we are truly honored to have with us a personality whose achievements and contributions have been remarkable in IT field. With immense pleasure, I now invite the co-founder, Chief Operating Officer at Imojot, Mr. Andun Sameeraliyan Gunawardana, to address our gathering.
Thanks, Tarushi. And first of all, I would like to thank you, the CODL, for inviting me here for today for this 24 semester 2 batch inauguration. And thank you for taking me here. And good morning to the distinguished guests and all the students. So I hope you can clearly hear me. And I think as Dr. Sudhanta and our Deputy Vice Chancellor said, you have started an exciting journey, right? And you have laid the foundation to step into the most discussed and most hyped area these days, right? So these days, I mean, reality is everybody is willing to do IT, and you got a chance to learn IT from one of the best places in Sri Lanka. So why everybody is willing to learn with the latest revolution in the industry, with the AI revolution, we call it, and IT has become a supporting factor for each and every industry. So any industry, aerospace, anywhere, IT is an integral part of that domain. So because of that one, the demand for IT is very high, and that's why everybody is interested in doing IT. So, and all global wars, economic crises and all, everybody is depressed these days, right? So everybody is talking about a problem, right? Everybody is taking that everything is difficult, economy is in a crisis, job market is in a crisis, and there are a lot of problems out there. So I call it the chaos. So as a person who tries to work with the students all, I thought of talking about some ways which I think as the way out of this chaos, which everyone is facing these days. So I think technologically, the things related to technology, I think Johan and other people and Dr. Supunwali, and they will talk about the academics and technology. But I will take a different dimension for this because I thought that that will be important for you guys from me. These days, I know there is AI, a lot of content creators, everybody is there sharing their ideas, and it is very hard to understand which is correct, who is correct, and we talk about a concept called deepfake. I mean, before I share my thoughts with you, I thought of telling about a little bit of myself, so then you will understand whether to believe this guy. So to give my background for you, so then you will have a good basis whether to believe me or not. I'm a person from the down south, the famous tourist area, Valigama. And I studied in Gaul, St. Aloysius College, and I somehow managed to get into the Faculty of Engineering in the second shy of my A-level. And I studied in Computer Science and Engineering Department of the Faculty of Engineering. And it was an awesome time. So there were a lot of opportunities which you all get as well. Time, the opportunities we got is lesser than you guys, but we managed to do certain things. So I have been a batch rep, a GSOC student, and did a lot of research which yields some awards as well. We managed to get a first class. Even though I have been second shy, I managed to get a first class in this very difficult department. And then I became, the research which we did at university felt like this is a very important thing which we can create some value to the society and the industry as well. So we thought of starting our own organization. That's the organization which I represent now, Emojot. It has been around 11 years after we started, and engineering of that organization for some time on our growth. And in the meantime, I really like to work with students like you. So I take the role of a mentor and a final year project supervisor as well. I supervise a lot of your final year projects as well. I think around 50 up to now. So then with the growth of the organization, I understood that engineers, as the founders of the organization, we had to take on different roles, and the demand of engineer is different. So I took over the customer success role of Emojot and led it for some time, and we managed to grab the overall win of NBQSA in 2023 with our product. And now I have been this means Chief Operations Officer of Emojot, who look after the entire operations aspect of Emojot. And I am a father of a kid, 8 years. So that's about me. So now you can decide whether this guy has a basis to talk about these things and think about the very important things I am going to highlight to you today. I think I consider these things are important for your professional career as well as your personal life as well, because these things we learn from all this hard work which we were doing as school students, industry professionals and teacher and all. So a lot of learnings are there. So I'll be going through several scenarios where I give you the chance to think yourself. So it will finally, I will evaluate and tell you the basis of the scenarios which I have chosen and why do you need to keep those scenarios in the bottom of your hearts. So first thing is, in your way to this particular occasion, did you say good morning to the security professional who is in the, at the gate? Did you say the first good morning to the person who you met on your way as the first person? How many of you did that? I see one hand. Okay. Why didn't others do that? Were you too busy? Were you focused on some other thing? Or some other thing? Yeah? So, for me, if somebody says to me good morning or getting that good gesture in the morning, thing for me. So I always like to have that energy for me. And because I like that, I like to give that same energy to somebody else as well. Some may be having a rough day previous day and going to work with a good morning, with a good laughter, may create his day, right? So that is my belief. So that is the first scenario which I want you to think about. So next, go to the next scenario. So think about you have done your A-levels, right? Maybe some of you have done a degree as well, and you may be working right now or you are going to study. So when you have a study or work related, who do you go and meet? What is the characteristic of that person? In the study or technology domain? A person who can understand your problem, right? Who has the knowledge of that problem, who can read your problem and provide a solution to the problem in a way which you can understand, right? That means that person need to have expertise of that particular domain and the articulation capabilities where he can apply that expertise into real world application, right? So you are searching for that kind of a person. Huh? So that is the second scenario. So what is the third scenario? Your boyfriend is breaking up with you. Who do you turn into? As girls, who do you turn into? A person with lot of empathy, understanding, and who can listen to you, right? Who can understand your emotional pain. Not a geek, right? Who sit out in front of the computer and having headphones and all. You are not that person, right? You are not going to talk with that kind of a person, right? You will search for a person with emotional intelligence. Not agreeing with me? Tell me. So that is my thinking pattern. So say, I think you are getting adults soon and you will be soon having your wedding, right? If you have elder brothers and sisters, they may have already got married, right? So when they are getting married, they will be outside the wedding place and there will be a person who is always coordinating the wedding things, right? Wedding is a very important thing of your life, and you give that responsibility of that important event to a person, yeah? Who is a dependable person, who is an organized person. So you will give that responsibility, right? So say you have a girlfriend and you are from a kind of a away place, say down south. You want to send her for a training in Colombo, right? So you have a lot of friends whom you send your girlfriend to stay a few days for this training. Whose house you will be sending her? Imagine in your character, right? So that is the other scenario which I want you guys to think about. Critical question. I don't think you guys are in the process of filing tax. Maybe you hear about parents, right? How many of you or your parents have filed your tax return? Declared your income in the correct way and zero violations of tax compliances? Yeah? In Sri Lanka, tax is a voluntary thing which you have to declare and pay. Inland Revenue identifies the issue, they will come after you. But till then, it is a voluntary thing, right? If you are honest and you have integrity and professionalism, you will do that one. So think how many of you guys. And again about parents. Who are the people who came along to this place? Okay. Yeah? So you came with parents, right? Okay, I mean, it will be the first day and you will be feared and all these things. But to the date, at my office even, I see these so-called professionals ask the parents to drop them, kids and all these things. Bloody hell. So, when are you planning to become adults? Yeah? Independent people. So, what are the things I was trying to highlight through all these scenarios? So, we always, in these scenarios, if certain characteristic from a person, not you, right? So, try and think that at times, what are the opportunities you have become that person for another one? Yeah? How many of you helped your friend who is in pain? How many of you are able to teach some complex educational problem to one of your friend? Yeah? And how many of you are humble enough to work with even the person who sweep the road to the CEO of your company at the same level of respect? Do you have that humbleness? And do you have that application and articulation capability of the things you learn? It's not about learning and learning and learning. It's about applying the things you learn and how you articulate the application of your knowledge, right? And how empathetic you are, how much of active listener you are. So, and what is the trust level you maintain as a person? And are you a dependable person? How many things you can, other friends can depend on you? Yeah? And what is the integrity level you have? I think highlighted about the application of AI, right? So if you are a person with a lot of high integrity, it's nothing to explain, right? AI is there for study, not to create your assignment or the last minute project coding. AI is there for helping you guys to excel your knowledge, right? Not cheating. So how independent you are? Do you really need somebody coming after you and giving instructions to what to do and all these things? So another question of that independent nature. How many of you have decided without any influence to choose this IT degree? Okay. You can be a trust and integrity based person, so I respect that one. So others get information. So that's okay because you may not have the relevant knowledge and all, but try to always be an independent person. So why I highlighted all these things here? As we all know, in this industry, in this industry, with the revolution of AI and with the development of studies through online methods and the lot of courses coming out to learn and all, knowledge is available for everybody. AI is available for everybody. So, and these want to learn from Vishaka Madam or Dr. Buddhiko, Dr. Sudhanta, we have to come here, right? Now, you have the ability to and you can learn it from there. We don't have that democracy, right? So it was a lot of limited capabilities we had. Now you have and the standard which industry is expecting from you is very high. So because of that one, we try to identify those skills which are not taught by the courses, not taught by any of these curriculums, etc. These are skills of people which help organizations to grow. These are not only for personal life. These are things which I have identified throughout my career. Leaders possess in themselves. The growing individuals possess in themselves. So I want you all to become a person who grows, become a leader someday. So technology, the theoretical knowledge, technical knowledge, all these things will be available for you through this, the degree program as course material and assignments and all. You will have that guidance. Try to focus about these items. These things are not taught directly at the university, but these things will matter for you if you are going to be a successful person someday. Otherwise, you can cheat for some time, but at one day you will fail. So I don't want you guys to be a failure. I want you all to become a person who is not a complainer, who will tell that this problem is there, that problem is there. And I want you all to become a person who try to find out a solution for all these problems. There are more than enough people to list down the problems in the society. We want people who take out all of us from this chaos. So it is a problem for you guys to solve, and we all can get out of this chaos which we are facing right now. So I wish you best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are truly grateful for your inspiring words and your presence here today. Next, I would like Dr. Supunmali Ahangama, BIT Semester 1 Coordinator, to give an academic overview of BIT program.
Good morning to you all. Good morning. Okay. So it is a great pleasure to be here and present the presentation on academic overview of with degree program. So I am Supunmali Ahangama, Semester 1 Coordinator, as well as Senior Lecturer at the Faculty of Information Technology. As you are aware, the mid-degree program is structured for 3 academic years, and within an academic year, you have 2 semesters, so that means 6 academic semesters are available. So you have different entry points, but I believe every one of you are joining from level 1. So if you consider about the academic registration, so at the commencement of each academic year, students are required as per the university guidelines. So students intending to sit for the module examinations offered within an academic register for the academic semester at the commencement. So all this information are available in your handbook, but key point here, so you can refer to your handbook for more details. So if we consider about academic registration, will be disqualified if the student's registration is invalid and not renewed. And usually it's considered that, like if you consider one semester, maximum of 24 credits you can take. Then if you look at the registration for course modules, prior to the commencement of each semester, selected out of the modules for the particular year. So if you consider level 1 and level 2, all the modules are mandatory, but when you move on to level 1, so a student will not be permitted to sit for the semester end examination of a particular module if he or she has not registered for that module. So when we consider about adding and dropping course modules, within the first 2 weeks after the commencement of the semester, the student can add or drop course modules. A student who registers for a set of course modules at the beginning of the semester will be generally deemed to be a final examination. So if we consider about the course content, as I already mentioned to you, compulsory and elective modules. If you look at your handbook, you will see some of the modules are indicated as C and some are indicated as E. So each course module carries a credit weight, and that is also included in your handbook. And usually we consider one credit involves about 4 study hours per week. As Deputy Vice Chancellor mentioned, same thing, like 50 notional hours. So same thing, if we divide, it's around 4 hours for 14 weeks. So then when we consider about module evaluation, so it includes continuous assessment and end semester examination. So here I want to highlight, so even though you are learning content, everything will be available online, some of the continuous assessments you have to come to the University of Moratuwa and do those assessments. And the final examination also will be carried out physically, so on site, so you have to be present. So it will not be carried out online. So weightage for each of the above, like continuous assessments and end of semester examination, all those details would be provided to you in Moodle, and the final grade will be calculated based on that. A student who does not obtain a minimum of 35% of the marks assigned for the continuous assessment, that we call as CA, portion prescribed for a particular module, will not be eligible to sit for the final exam. So that means for that particular module, you will get a grade F. So other thing is, a minimum requirement of 35% should be obtained from the end semester exam to obtain a grade D or above. So here you can see the module grading system. So A plus A, likewise, you have different grades with the grade point. So if we consider about earned credits or repeats, grade D or above is required to earn credit for course module. By repeating only the end semester examination, the grade I, D or C minus can be improved up to grade C. And a student satisfying continuous assessment requirements and failing the end semester examination will obtain grade I. A student receiving a grade F must repeat both the continuous assessments and the final examination. And there's grade T, which signifies that a student has successfully completed the continuous assessment but has been absent for the final examination. So here you can see some scenarios that we can consider, which includes continuous assessments and final examination. So if you have successfully done your module registration, however, if you have not completed the continuous assessments, then the grade would be F. If you have done the module registration, if you have failed the continuous assessment, again, you will be getting the grade F. Third scenario, if you have done the module registration, you have passed the continuous assessment, that means you are eligible for the final exam. And if you have not done the final exam, then you will get the grade T. So the next scenario would be, you have passed the continuous assessment, that means you are eligible to sit for the final exam. However, if you have failed the final exam, you will get the grade I. The other scenario will be, you have deregistered. So then you will not get the grades. So here you can see the GPA calculation. SGPA means semester GPA. So you can get the more details about how it is being calculated by looking at your handbook. Then another important thing in your academic journey would be getting a class. So completion of the entire graduation requirement within 4 consecutive academic years of registration commencing from level 1, and it is based on level 3 LGPA. So if it is above 3.7, you will get a first class, and likewise you can see the breakdown for second class upper division and the second class lower division. Then another important thing is Dean's List, so which will be mentioned in your transcript along with the semester results. So a student who obtains a semester grade point, SGPA of 3.8 or higher, and has completed minimum of 12 GPA credits and has no IOF grades for any module, as well as no disciplinary action against them, you can get the Dean's List. Then the maximum allowed period of study, a student commencing his registration from level 1 have to satisfy all the requirements within 6 consecutive academic years of initial registration. But as the previous speakers have mentioned, I believe you all will be able to complete within the minimum duration, which is 3 years. So here you can see the academic program for level 1. So all the modules and the credits are mentioned here. So as you can see, total credits for level 1, all our compulsory modules, would be 30 credits. Then you have level 2, which includes 2 semesters again, and you have 30 GPA credits and 3 NGPA, 30 GPA credits and 3 NGPA credits for the level 2. And in academic program level 3, it's much more flexible. There are some modules that are elective that you can select. Again here, you have 30 GPA credits. So here you can see the proposed elective basket, which is only a guide that you can consider when you are selecting modules for the level 3. So you can see different baskets, subject domains, and with that we have different modules. So as already mentioned, the total credit requirement, 30 GPA credits for the level 1, and if you have successfully completed that, you will get the diploma. Then 30 GPA credits and 3 NGPA credits for the level 2. If you have successfully completed, you will get the higher diploma. Then in the final year, level 3, again 30 GPA credits. So that's it. For more details, you can refer to your handbook, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you, Madam, for your comprehensive overview. Next, it is to introduce our guest of honor today. I cordially invite Mr. Johan Gunathilaka, Associate Technical Architect at 99X Technology, to address the gathering.
Right, thank you very much. Hope I'm audible to participants here as well as online. So first of all, thank you very much for having me here. So Director and Dean Faculty of IT, our Chief Guest, Mr. Andun, and Deputy Director and all other staff and faculty members, and especially my dear students. So I would first like to congratulate you all for taking your first step to register and being selected and to be here physically and both online for this very interesting program, which will be the first stepping stone to your career as well as your future. So I think you have taken a great decision as Upper Deputy Vice Chancellor and Dean of Faculty mentioned. This is a very reputable university which will guarantee that you will get quality education. And I think I have noted few points down, but some might be I'll skip because as I have to speak after Mr. Andun's great speech and both academic members, so I might put Ms. Visaka in a difficult position sometimes because you are going to speak after me. So sorry for that, first of all. So guys, I think as I said, this day will be very much remembered in your life after 4-5 years, that this was a great day that you get the chance to listen to all of these distinguished speakers, and as well as to get some information about the industry as well as academics. And one thing I must state that Mr. Andun here, you are hearing from here today because last I saw him was last week, which was at a conference which minimum ticket was around 50,000 rupees. So you are hearing from him today free. It's a great opportunity that you are getting. So congratulate you all and Mr. Andun for that. And I think as the Deputy Director mentioned, this learning is a very important thing. I think back then, if you see why these academic are structured in this manner, in school you have teachers, in universities you have lecturers, it's mainly because that back then knowledge was scarce, because libraries were kept in sacred places, a lot of them didn't have access to libraries, and people who go and read there, got the information, read through books and got the information, had to come and lecture other people and had to share the information. But if you compare that era with the era you are in now, it's totally different. Because if you take your smartphone out, you will have all the knowledge in the world within a couple of taps. So that's the era we are in now. And especially with AI boom, I think it's really easy to comprehend even the most complex thing that you want to learn within seconds. I think back then when I was in university, the major example our lecturers took were like, this is not rocket science, this is very easy. But even now rocket science, if you go to ChatGPT or in Gemini or any other thing, and just give a basic prompt, explain me the basics of rocket science like you do to a 5-year-old, everything will be explained in very detailed manner, which will be very easy to understand. So that's how easy knowledge is now. Okay? So I'm going to basically talk about a framework called ASK, A-S-K, just to give you some insights to structure your academic career. So ASK is basically the thing our entire school education system is based upon. You might have heard these 3 terms, attitude, skills and knowledge. In Sinhala we call them Danuma, Akalpaha, Kusalata. So that's the very basic principle of our school education, as well as most of the education we are getting in other universities, higher educational institute and many other places. So if you see this ASK, attitude, skills and knowledge. Now as I said, knowledge has become very common. I think if you take a couple of decades back, knowledge was the opportunity. If you had the access to knowledge, when you were able to get the knowledge, you had the opportunity. Now it's not the opportunity anymore because knowledge is very common, very easy to access and could get easily. With the AI boom, we see that even the skill is getting somewhat very common, because if you ask ChatGPT or any other agents out there with AI to do something, it will do very easily with minimum set of instructions. So skill is also somewhat getting very common and it's not the opportunity anymore. So the opportunity hereafter will be according to what we see is the attitude. The greater attitude you're having, the greater chance you will success in your academics, professional life, as well as your personal life. I think Mr. Andun greatly talked about the attitude, how your attitude should be developed. I think entire principles that we have in industry are based on your attitude. If you have a great attitude, you have a greater chance of becoming a successful person. So I think attitude will determine how you deal with your failures, how you will learn, how you will overcome struggles, how you will treat others. And as engineers, after your degree, you will be stepping in industry as either software engineers, network engineers, BAs, QA engineers. There are so many opportunities we call as engineers. So engineers, why we call ourselves engineers? Like there's a struggle or an argument that people who are working with IT are not real engineers. But we say so because engineers are people who will find solutions for complex problems to make others' lives easier. So that's what we are there for. To give a solution to someone, you need to have a greater level of empathy. Because if you want to do something, give something to someone, you have to get onto their shoes and see how they will see the world, what their real problem is. I think one good example I can give is that I think last year I went to a hackathon as a judge, and the question there was to give a solution to our current electing system, like elections, how the elections should be, and system would be ideal for a system like elections. I think people came up with great examples, like a lot of complex problems, systems were there, people were having nice UIs and all, but the system we selected was a very basic system which had only 4 buttons, larger buttons in a small screen. Because a system like election could be used by anyone in Sri Lanka. It could be a person who's having a PhD, master's degree, bachelor's. It could be a person. So that's the empathy I think as engineers you all should have. Because to give a solution to someone, you need to see how they will see the world. I think one other part we see with attitude is that I think Dean and DVC explained that you're going to work with people who might be outside from Sri Lanka. I think that's what we are also doing. As an ISV company, we are working towards Scandinavian customers, where the attitude is the most important thing we are seeing, and we see lacking in some students we are getting. So having great attitude, having a great attitude towards learning, having a great attitude towards people, and having great attitude towards work will guarantee that you will success in your life. And one other thing I wanted to mention about is the growth mindset. I think I'm not going to go into any technical details because you are still in your first day, and I think academic staff here are well capable of doing that. But one thing I want to mention is the growth mindset that you should have. Because if you take a basket and keep it upside down, and regardless how many liters of water or any other liquid you pour into that, not even a single drop will go inside that basket. So you have to be always receptive to new knowledge and receptive to others' thoughts. That's how you will gain more knowledge and develop yourselves. And I think one other major thing is resilience. Resilience is overcoming hard situations. I think Mr. Andun covered that a bit in his presentation. And my personal belief is that resilience will come from a person who will have stronger roots. I think roots in our industry are your fundamentals. I think one good example, because I have been working with some academic interns who are somewhat similar to you. They are learning while they are working. So sometimes when they come onto certain modules, they might feel that I have already done this in the industry, why should I learn this? So they might not be receptive, as I told earlier. They might be thinking, they might have lacked the humility. They might think that they are super than the lecturer who is teaching you that. But that's not the case. If you miss the fundamentals, you are missing everything. Because person without a stronger roots will not have a greater resilience. And I think in earlier speech also I saw this ethical and responsible use of AI. So I think that was correctly mentioned, because AI is there, which will give you every bit and piece of information you need to do something. So using that responsibly and ethically will guarantee you how that tool will assist you in your academic career. Use AI as a partner. It's not a bad thing to do, but don't let it judge what you're going to do, because AI still lacks the conscience. I think AI is still capable of doing so many great things, but the creativity still lies in our heads. And one thing I want to say is that do not let AI tarnish your thinking. Because as I said earlier, engineers, we are supposed to give solutions to problems. So AI could be a tool which will give you great assistance in developing something, putting something out which will help people, but have that creative mindset within you and use AI as an assistant to guide you. And one other thing I wanted to mention is that now if you take the AI models out there, so it's like developing very rapidly, and so something you might learn today will be obsolete in few weeks. So that's how industry is. It's developing very rapidly, very fast. So if you left something in a drawer thinking that I have covered that, it's not going to remain the same after a few weeks. So it's very adaptive. You have to keep on with the fast pace. So I think overall, those were the things I want to mention because I didn't want to take much of your time, and I didn't want even to have a presentation because of the time limitations. And one other thing I wanted to let you know is that do not only focus on your, credits are important, this module passing is important, exams are important, but do not let exams be the only factor you are doing your studies for. Because learning is learning regardless where you do it, how you do it, and what the outcome is. That will remain with you regardless which position you are in and after how many years. Because having this learnability and attitude for growth will guarantee you, as I said earlier, where you are going to be placed in few years of time. So do not only focus on exams, but focus on exams, but do not focus only on exams, but at least try to learn things in a way which will be more practical and applicable in the future. And last, I think Mr. Andu raised this question, like regardless how many of you have worked previously on IT, how many of you have done things related to IT, developed any softwares, done ICT in your A-levels, like have been the president or vice presidents in your IT societies. Take today as day one, not a one day, mark today as day one, and at least try to learn a little bit day by day. That, steady growth will guarantee you that you will be successful in your life. Right? Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here, and thank you so much for sharing your insight with us today. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Dineshi Nandasena, Deputy Registrar, Exams of University of Moratuwa, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dineshi Nandasena, Deputy Registrar to the Examinations and Registration Division, University of Moratuwa. Actually, it's a pleasure me to address you this morning because you have in your life, you know it is very difficult to enroll at University of Moratuwa. So even students who excel in A-levels, there is a huge competition to be enrolled at University of Moratuwa. So you are lucky you have of University of Moratuwa. This is just an overview about our university. Currently, there are about 10,000 graduate students and 3,500 postgraduate students. University of Moratuwa currently offers 4 graduate degree programs and about 60 postgraduate degree programs. And these are the faculties and how many degrees are offered by each faculty. I have listed what we are providing to you all, and we are conducting examination, board of examinations, and we are releasing results, examination to release results at University of Moratuwa. So after each semester, you have to face an examination. So after examination, we release your results directly to you. And after completing your higher diploma levels, we issue your transcript and a qualification equivalent to each level. And after all, we issue you a transcript, and after we issue you a degree certificate. You know, in a country, there are rules, and so at a university also, there are rules and regulations. All these rules and regulations at a university are laid down for each and every activity. For an example, your degree is delivered based on a bylaw. Likewise, for examinations also, there is a bylaw, which is named 2024. I suppose CODL has already circulated this bylaw among all of you. If it is not, definitely they will circulate. Please go through the rules and that bylaw, because you are a responsible individual now. You are all adults. So it's your duty to go through the year with all the rules and regulations, because examination rules at University of Moratuwa are very strict. Bring your ID to the examination, and please remember, after 30 minutes you are not allowed to enter for an examination hall. And please remember, you cannot bring, because all examinations are computer based, so you must not bring any material to examination hall. I am telling you on the very first day, because after each and we encounter at least 1 or 2 misbehaviors, misconducts. So please remember from the day 1, and please go through the punishment table and see how severe the punishment. If you found guilty, definitely there will be a committee of inquiry, and nobody can involve with this, and there will be a punishment. So please remember this. Graduation requirement, actually I don't want to tell it again, because I heard Dr. Supunmali explained it very well. So you have to within 6 years, otherwise the university will not award you a degree. And as I told you earlier, degree should after the degree is conferred at a convocation. And please remember, at the convocation, one student, because gold medal is awarded to one student who obtains the highest overall grade point average, but earn more than 3.8. At this moment, I need your name in LMS. Don't wait until the last moment. If one letter is incorrect, please contact your staff and get it corrected, because ultimately we issue all your educational certificates to that name. After the effective date, we can't change even a single letter in your name. Please check that. This is my email address. If you have any query, please write me. That's all for the moment. Thank you very much. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. And I hope you all grabbed her advices very well. Next, I cordially invite Mrs. Vishaka Nanayakara, the Director of Center for Open and Distance Learning, to address you all.
Tarushi. I was trying to give the same experience as you would see in the course. So the template that I'm using is what you will continue to see. Before I start, most my very sincere thanks to the previous speakers, Buddhika, Sudanta, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Andun, Johan, everyone. As I said, probably yes, all what I was planning to say perhaps have been said, but nevertheless, there's no harm in repeating. This morning, it is our honor and pleasure to also recognize the presence of the very dedicated supporters for us from the Faculty of Information Technology. Dr. Supanmali, who spoke to you, is the Semester 1 coordinator of the BIT degree program. With us, we have Dr. Tilna Tantirivatta, who is the Semester 2 coordinator of the BIT degree, and Professor Tushari Silva, who is the Level 2, that is Semesters 3 and 4 coordinator, and Mr. V.H. Sudanta, the academic coordinator of BIT degree program, and Ms. Indika, the academic coordinator. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We also have, ably led by the Assistant Registrar of the Center for Open and Distance Learning, Mr. Roshan Savan, have the team from CODL who are helping us with all the, as Dr. Buddhika said, all the logistics support. The session is brought to you with a lot of diversity, ably led by Mr. Sanjay Suryarachi of the Center for Instructional Staff, who are assisting us not just with today's sessions, but also in content creation, everything. You guys have met them when your photographs were taken, when your signatures were that. So Ms. Dinesh, in addition to bringing record book and everything, we expect them to bring the thumb as well, because all the authentic we collected your biometric information and we will be using that. So my dear students, you see BIT not just as a degree, but as a very valuable outcome of a team effort. There are a lot of people behind this situation. When Mr. Anuradhikari all of a sudden fell ill, Sumit was wondering what to do, and we were asked not to be afraid, because there would be another person who will be a very inspiring speech, Johan. So with all that, let me start, my dear children, to tell you a wee bit about, maybe to summarize all what was said this morning. So I'm Vishaka Nanakkara, currently the Director of Center for Open and Distance Learning. In my other life at University of Moratuwa, I'm Andun was mentioned in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. We at Moratuwa are very happy when we are being named as the technical university in the country. Of course, true enough, we now have a Faculty of Medicine also in our basket. Technology, and very especially the information and communication technology, is what our emphasis is on. So on behalf of the Open and Distance Learning, Faculty of Information Technology, largely the University of Moratuwa, I once again very warmly welcome you to this. You are very, as was said, you have decided to, either on your own, as you showed the hands to Mr. Andun, or from your parents, your families, your teachers, to follow an IT degree, a degree in information technology, and to do so in an online mode degree. And even more so, as Ms. Nandasen also highlighted, it is a degree offered by University of Moratuwa. University has gained its credibility with multiple factors. Our very stringent academic procedures, coupled with the performance of the given us the recognition, not just in Sri Lanka, all over the world. Today, it's not just a random occurrence that students graduating from Moratuwa higher studies in all the world-renowned universities, be it MIT, be it Oxford, Cambridge, be it ANU, NUS, students going for those higher studies. The questions that were asked were, can you talk about the postgraduate opportunities that are there? We will be talking about those, but just now what is important is you starting your degree and starting your degree in IT in online mode at University of Moratuwa. What are the requirements? So if I just summarize Andun's humanity, their discipline, all that. So you're well disciplined, as was mentioned by Deputy Vice Chancellor. There's no one to push you to a class if you are loyal to take that initiative. You need to be curious because, as everyone said, world is changing. How should I do? What should I do? That curiosity went into the extent of one question here being, what would you talk about in the inauguration session, in this session, right? That is why it's good to be curious, but you need to listen, you need to find out, you need to conquer your curiosity by taking the initiative to be good learners. You need to take your own initiatives. The globally relevant field that today, if you look at Nuan last Thursday, who said in future it will not be the IT companies, every company would be IT. So there are a lot of opportunity changes that are happening, and you would be the people who develop systems for them. Sharing a personal experience on Friday, despite for my blood checking, walked into a leading private hospital. When I was coming out, there was a mobile phone asking me to give the feedback on their customer service, on how they served me. I went to get a service. I always believe that we should help organizations improve their customer services, but I was delighted when I saw that particular feedback survey was generated by no than Emojot, which Andun was very modest in not declaring that he was a co-founder of that company. Andun Samirali Gunawardana co-founded that company as and when he graduated from University of Moratuwa. That's the potential you have. You learn the fundamentals, the basics, and be curious, be innovative, take the initiative. You would be even co-found a company as and when you graduate. That's the beauty of this field. In multiple other fields, I don't be able to do that, right? But this is a field where the age would not matter if you have the willingness, initiative, if you are committed, if you are passionate, you can be anywhere in that. So my heartfelt congratulations to all of you as you start your journey in following a degree that would open the world. bit of a, whether forced by your parents, whether you decided on your own, to BIT. I'm sure all of you would now say to be like Andut, start a company, would be like Johan, a company which is providing services to world over. I think whatever that is, what you want to do is to be in the industry. And in that context, the question that need to be asked is, what does it mean to be industry ready? Whether you want to be an entrepreneur, how can you be industry ready? Even if it is that you want to do a master's program, how can you be ready for that? The coding, Tilina would say, is essential. Yes, you need to know how to code and use the tools, multiple other tools that you and others would start introducing to you. But it's and as Johan said, and as multiple people are, you can learn to do that on your own. But it also means that you will be able to use your knowledge, use your empathetic ability to solve the problems that many people would present you. So which requires the technical competence. You need to have all the technical abilities, about systems, about databases, about programming. So we will be teaching you all that on computer systems. Dr. Buddhika you will listen to Dr. Buddhika, you will listen to Supinmali, everybody, you will be learning those. That is important. Soft skills, the ability to communicate, ability to work in teams, it's also able to understand the needs of the other people, be empathetic, because today AI can do quite a lot of things for you, but there are quite a lot of things that AI can't do as well. Able to understand what the humans need, be able to be empathetic, put that human touch on top of it is something that you need. So your soft skills are very important. The simple things like greeting somebody in the morning, being punctual, taking responsibility in an ever-evolving field of information technology, continuous learning is very, very important. Today, all of us, then when a new tool comes, and what it would be doing, you need to have the growth mindset Johan was talking about, be able to continue to learn. If you ask people in the industry, they would come up with a whole list of things that they expect you to have. The being able to problems, adapt to the situations, adapt to the new technologies, be able to solve the problem. Ability to learn quickly and independently, which I very sincerely hope that you will be inculcating in yourselves in no time. Important. How can you communicate your ideas to others clearly? How can you communicate your ideas to the team members? All these are important. The world of professionalism is important. Industry interactions, as you had today, listen to experts from the industry, those are important. There are quite a lot of project work that you can do, and also the world is you can contribute. Andun mentioned about being a Google Summer of Code GSOC award winner. There are a lot of projects to contribute to where you can write open, so you can modify, you can add things to that. Even Moodle is coming from an open source community. Having ethics and using digital tools responsibly, that is very important. Dr. Karnaratna talked to you last week about how to be AI-driven world. That is important. Build up the portfolio, build up what you do, what you share with others, what you build, all that is important, because when you go to the interview even for an internship, they would not ask for your grades. They would ask for what you have done, how you have contributed. So you need. I was just thinking, when Andun talked about, I was very fortunate to be one of his teachers, but any of them, no, even for that matter, Dr. Buddhika, was never about them sitting in a class. I always have this vivid recollection of Andun carrying the Buddhist ceremony of the department, or with his very lively smile, making sure that juniors were taking part in all the events we organize. So this is your journey as a student to be full of all other things. We recently concluded a volunteer program where the BIT students went to schools, very low privileged schools, to teach IT. And when you listen to their experiences, they were not talking so much about like the tech, but how they became mentors to these young students. So you need to have that portfolio of things to be industry ready. I'm sure Johan Andun, you would agree. So industry independent learner, lifelong learner, passion. The passion that you have to do things. Accountability. Adult who need to be accountable for everything. Johan highlighted about this. The attitude, skills, all these are important. It's not that knowledge is the power anymore. Knowledge is the easiest to find thing, but you need to build in yourself, and you need to have the correct attitude. That is very important. We work in a global 99x. Today, their largest customer base and their corporate offices are in Scandinavia, where English is not the native, but it's the link language. The industry in which we work, you need not to be a native speaker, but you need to make sure that you would be able to work in English. Speaks with an accent which is non-native. You speak like a native person, but you should be able to communicate in correct and clear English. That is what is important. If you look at larger majority of the IT companies which are in Sri Lanka are not UK based. They are, if you take all these companies, take IFS, a Swedish company, 99x, even Andun has partners all over. It's not about like speaking like a native speaker. It's about speaking English, which is the link language. So you all need to take that to heart, my dear children. The Vice Chancellor said, you probably studied in Tamil or Sinhala until now, but you need to improve your language. Sumdu has put quite a lot in the orientation program where you can help yourself do that. Make use of AI to improve your language. Just being able to ask the correct question, give the correct prompt will help you do that. And you can start conversing with Google Assistant or anybody. Today, you do not have an excuse. English teacher at school, but you have enough and more resources. Dulmi helping you with communication skills development in semester 1. So we would be helping you with that, but it's your responsibility that you improve the language. Being an online learner, Deputy Vice Chancellor tried to impress you upon saying that it is, you actually have an advantage of being a completely online learner, because You can learn. If language is a problem, you can repeat the recordings, stop it, find out the word and do that, which a face-to-face environment would not give you. Rewind myself. But online learning allows you to work on your own independently and learn. And global resources at your fingertips. About some of the podcasts, we immediately gave you the links to those, and you can look at those. And you learn to find out resources faster and in a more meaningful way. And you learn to collaborate remotely. When Professor Tushari puts you into the semester 4, you don't get to even see your colleagues, but you work as a team, working online, and you in the world of today's hybrid work, or even you are inculcating those skills in yourselves more effectively. Be it Zoom or Moodle, which I believe you're like, or be it GitHub, Stack, you use these for your learning experience, and by the time you go to the industry, you would be. So being an online learner, you have quite a lot of advantage over perhaps the just face-to-face students. By the way, at university of learning environment, so students experience both the online experience as well as for the internal degrees. But there are internal degrees where there is no online facility. Kids don't use, but you have the advantage of using those. How would you take up the advantages? You heard about the advantages a lot, but I time a bit to express on this. You need to show up either in all these. There were quite a large number of questions on the survey we shared, asking when would the recordings would be, even when the recordings are available, it is important that you attend all the sessions. Remember that. So if there is a synchronized session, please attend that and make sure that attention. Later on, when the recording is available, you can go and look for a clarification. That's perfectly all right. But show up for all the synchronized sessions. We will be, the content would be made available. That was another question. When would be that? As soon as we finish this session, you will have access to all the 6 modules and we will be giving you recorded videos. But in addition to that, starting from we will be having synchronized tutor-mentor sessions where the mentors from the CODA, who are the tutorial staff, will have an interact you to help you clarify doubts. Make sure that you attend to those. Last year, we only had about 1/4 of the batch attending. And when I was asking for recording, what's the point in listening to someone else's question and the answers when you have a chance to show up and ask the question? So make sure that you attend all the synchronized sessions. And the presence is important. We quite often get on the with student questions like, oh, I can't see this, or the recording is not available. And when I question my staff, they say, no, see, that was made available 15 minutes after the session, but the student has actually not bothered to go and log into Moodle. So make sure it's very, as Deputy Vice Chancellor said, would not come and tap on your back and say, hey, look here, I have new content now. You need to go. It's not a push system, it's a pull system. You need to go and log in, look at each and every course. My advice is at least 3 times a day, you must look at everything, because there are a lot of things which would be added down. The amount of time, Dr. Supunmali said 4 hours a week for a 1 credit module, multiply that by 3 or 2, you need to spend that amount of time on Moodle. That you do that and ask questions either in the face-to-face mode or in forums. You can ask questions. In a forum, you answer to that of a colleague. Every course module will have a forum where you can raise your questions, to which the module coordinator will be answering. But as I said, even peer answering. Deputy Vice Chancellor talked about peer support and peer. Very often, I want to tell him the peers your generation have today, go to the canteen and have a cup of tea and talk about it. It's the peers whom you would be having online. Your peer learning opportunities are through these forums where you can interact with everyone. Many of you can we have WhatsApp groups? Okay, but why do you need it? When Moodle gives you a more stronger, more resilient way of communicating with each other. Use that effectively. No issue for asking a silly question or a stupid question. I mean, all questions are equally valid. So you need to, and you need to make sure that you are capable of building. You can do smaller projects. You have smaller projects. And when Andun asked to whom are you going to when you get into a problem, my answer was, Allapu Gedaraya, the next door. Quite often, when we look at your take-home assignments and when you get to grading your final exams, we cannot comprehend how can a child who did wonderfully well take-home assignment could not answer even 2 questions from that same assignment when it comes to the final exams. The next door neighbor perhaps had become ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, but you need to make sure you do the things. You can always ask for support, but ultimate person who build the things must be you. Reflect on what you do. Every mistake that you make is not a mistake. It's a point for learning. You need to reflect. You need to keep tag of those. Write blogs. So long as you are not the Trump administration, writing a blog won't be a problem, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure the Sri Lankan administration is not worried about it. So keep the political journey, but the learning journey. Learn from others. Make sure that you network. Your mentors who would be conducting synchronized sessions are a great thing. The industry mentors who would be coming and addressing you from time to time in multiple courses or in the events that we would be organizing would be good. Get to know your peers in the forums. That's important. Johan talked about a hackathon. Today, if you want to build your opportunities, you have these coding challenges, hackathons, competitions. Andun talked about NBQSA, National Best Quality Software Awards. There are tremendous lot of those, my dear, participate. As I said, the volunteering, anytime you get a chance to volunteer, please do so. Today, all these companies have corporate social responsibility projects where they have you on board as a volunteer. We have some BIT students helping with the 99X's school program. So make sure you'll see in the curriculum that Dr. Supunmali showed you, which we have at end of semester 2, during semester 2, during semester 4, and the final year project. All those are important. Make sure you really do something to solve the real world problem. Open source and freelance work. Google Summer of Code is a good experience. You can even writing a proposal project, even if it is not getting accepted, would be a good experience because you get feedback. You get when you try to come up with the community, you get feedback. You are a bit too late for this year's GSOC, but next January, you can start doing it. Go to the GSOC homepage. What kind of projects are there? That would be very useful. I think mentioned a lot. Don't give up. You don't have to be perfect. You can make mistakes. But what is important is persevering through those. Keep on doing. Take up the challenge. I'm going to tell you that this degree program would be a breeze, that you can do it without any problem. They are lying. I, as the director CODL and as an examiner of BIT, would tell you it's not going to be a very... You need to be committed. You need to persist through the challenges. Of course, then it would make that you graduate within 3 years. Industry would want you to have a mindset that would help you think beyond grades, beyond fast. You need to have skills. You need to have the impact, understand, be empathetic, understand the human needs. You create value. That is important. Your mindset should be geared towards that. I'm not going to talk about bit. Supanmali did a explanation about it. So it's an external degree with no synchronized classes. Content would be on classes, except for the exams, which will be held physically at University of Moratuwa. And as Dinesh Madam said, computer-based exams. We able to accommodate, hopefully, all 1,165 in a computer-based environment. We did last semester, we had about 900 students. IT faculty is coming up with a brand new lab, CODL is coming up with another lab, so we would easily be able to accommodate each and every one of you in front of the practical exams or the end semester exams. But other than that, your physical presence is not required. The synchronized classes for lectures, Sumudu Madam on the first day of the orientation showed you how you can build up a timetable and follow these. All the content will be available on Moodle from this afternoon. Is on your shoulders to look at those. You can always ask for clarifications, as I said, either at the tutor mentoring session. You can use the Moodle forum in each and every course page. Email module coordinators. Each and every module would have an email address for the module coordinator. You can use that. Please do not use any other email hereinafter for subject matter. You need to contact your module coordinator, who is the connection between the... So you need to do that. You can also attend tutor mentor sessions where you can ask questions in real time. Make your own timetable. The one given on Moodle is only a sample. You can make your own one. If you want to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start studying, you can do that. If you want to stay until midnight and do that, you can do that. See the flexibility you have, right? You don't have to get dressed and run to a class. But you need to have that discipline where you give the required hours every week. So we have given a rule of thumb of what Madam was talking about, 3 to 4 hours a week for one credit. It once again depends on you, my dear children. Some of you may be able to do it in a slightly less time than this. But some of you, due to the language issues, because you are new to this IT area, you might need longer than that. You can do that. We only have 15 credits a semester, so you really have enough time to do so. Right, so let me kind of wind up reminding you what was said this morning. Your independence is the key. You are responsible for your own learning. Remember that. It's not your parents, it's not the ChatGPT or the next door neighbor, it's not us, it's not the industry. You and you only are responsible for your own learning. We can provide you with all the required support. We give you all the material. And when you come to think about it, these content are created by the senior academics of University of Moratuwa. The Deputy Registrar's claim on how hard it is to get to Moratuwa is mainly because of the academic quality we have. the very same lecturers will be on your screen explaining to you in the same manner that they would do in a class, or if I may say so, Tilina, even in a more precise, controlled manner than what we would do in a class, because every lecture starts with a deck of slides and a script, which is carefully monitored by us, which usually don't happen before we go to a class. We have the deck of slides, but we never try to have a script. So we spontaneously talk about things, but you get very high quality material done by the senior academics of both the Faculty of Information Technology as well as the Department of Computer. You are capable of learning on your own, remember that. Though your parents used to push you and spoon-fed you when you were doing A-levels, you are capable of learning. That is why you managed to pass A-levels. But now take that into your hand. If you need to be a spoon-fed, any support that you need from us, make use of all the forum you with that. No worries, we will do whatever. Within the limitations that we have, we don't give you the Sinhala or the Tamil translations of any of you because we want you to learn English. But we give you recordings of all the sessions we do. So if you are weak in your English, you can go through these sessions and learn. We don't give you the so-called past papers. We have a huge demand for the past papers because that's the only thing I think I can vouch you. Larger majority of these tuition masters are not examiners. They do not go for grading or anything. Only thing they have is access to a past paper and the answers. We don't do that. But what we do is every course module has formative, every week, every lesson, we give you questions which would help you self-check your knowledge on those modules. You need to do those. Don't do is, they don't go through that. Formative assessments are not counted for the module grade. So even if you make a mistake, that's fine. You can redo it. We also have which are given in your assessment plan, which contributes to your module grade. And you need to work through those. Somebody was asking how the practicals are embedded into lectures. We will be telling you what to do. In addition to that, the programming subjects would even have a practical exam, the exam period. So remember, it's not about, I don't think Johanno Andun would ask you, can you write the bubble sort algorithm for this, right? It would come manner, but mastering the questions would not make you an IT professional. Remember that. Get out of that culture, the 15 years of past papers and pass the exam. So within limits, as I said, what kind of support you need, tell us. We will either give you what you ask for, how you can fulfill that requirement. Right, with that, let me remind you, you listened to the Sri Lankan industry pioneers, but let me remind you a couple of things from people. The best way to predict the future is to create it, Peter Drucker said, and Andun Samirali and Gunawardena did it. I still recollect, entered his idea in the initial, final year project. Some of us were like, what is this? How are you going to emotions of people? This was like 10 years ago, even a little longer. But he said, no, we want to do it. We see how he has created the future. Today, it's the customer experience. Gone are the days where somebody would come and ask you questions at the airport or somewhere about a company or send you a survey. you capture it then and there. So you would be creating next generation's company. I like this one from Satya Nadella. I hope you know who he is. Our industry does not respect tradition. It only respects the younger CEOs, the younger CEOs we see are because they were innovative. Right? I think it is possible. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary, like the way these gentlemen have done, like the way like Dr. Sanjeeva Veeravarna, Mr. Mano Sekaram, our very own Hasitya Ghavita, CEO of 99X, Danica Pereira. There are, like, you can get enough, and Zandun said, if you look at them, they didn't come from elite families where the language spoken at home is English. They came from normal Sri Lankan families, like they choose to be extraordinary through the things they did. I'll finish with this quote from Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft. The truth of the near future will be human attention. Thank you, my dear children, for the attention you extended now and the attention you will be years to come. All the best, and I wish you to see all of you at the convocation in 2028. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for your empowering words. We have come to the last session of the day per agenda. Now, I cordially invite Mr. Roshan Savanavadu, Assistant Registrar of Center for Open and Distance Learning, to give the closing remarks.
Good morning, everyone, joining us online and in person. As we come to the end of the session of the BIT 24/2 Inauguration Ceremony, it is deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the Center for Open and Distance Learning, University of Moratuwa. First, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor D.P. Chandrasekhara, our Deputy Vice Chancellor, for the inspiring address with us, providing motivation and guidance as we embark on this academic journey. Mr. B.H. Sudfaiti, for addressing the new students for the WIT external degree program offered by the Faculty of Information Technology. Dear sir, your kind guidance to the student is timely as they start a new journey in their lives. Next, I would like to express our deep gratitude to Mrs. Vishaka Nayanakara, Deputy Director. Your strong leadership and dedication have been key to the success of this program, from the initial stage to in ensuring that everything was done perfect. Hard work has enabled us to run this program smoothly. Without your vision and support, this program would not have been possible. We are truly fortunate to have your leadership, madam. To you. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Deputy Director Dr. Buddhika Karunaratne for your warm and insightful welcome speech. Your thoughtful words not only set the tone for today's event, but also reflected your deep commitment to the success of the BIT degree. Your continued guidance and leadership. Then Andun Samira Liana Gunwardana, co-founder, Emoji Private Limited, for your insightful speech and the way out of chaos. That is your topic today. Your valuable insight on delivering attitudes and students' humanity. That's a very important topic, inspiring and enlightening our newly registered students today. We truly appreciate your time and our sincere appreciation goes to Dr. Supunmali Hangama, the BIT Semester 1 coordinator. Thank you, Madam, for the comprehensive academic overview. Your detailed explanation with a solid foundation to understand the curriculum, ensuring that we are well prepared for the semester. We are deeply grateful to Mr. Johan Gunatilaka. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for coming today, despite your busy schedule. Associate Technical Architect at 99X Technology. Remarks and the invaluable guidance you shared with our newly registered students today. Your words of encouragement and professional wisdom will under newly registered students today as they embark on their academic journey. A sincere thanks you to Ms. Dineshi Nandasena for your insightful session on exam procedures, which is very important. Her clear guidance has given us an understanding of how to conduct exams smoothly and efficiently. We truly appreciate her time and expertise in helping us preparing exam administration. Then I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Professor J. Manatunga, and Dr. W.D. Director Undergraduate Studies for their assistance in booking the James George Lecture Hall. Last but not least, I would like thanks to the wonderful team at the Center for Open and Distance Learning. Your dedication, hard work has been essential in making this event a great success. We are truly grateful for the hard work by all our examiners, moderators, content developers, module coordinators, and system developers. Thank you very much for your support. I would like services at the University of Moratuwa, led by Dr. Sunima Ratnayaka. I would also like to thank Technology for developing a new finger scanning system and obtaining fingerprints last couple of weeks. We are also grateful to the staff of the Center for Instructional Technology, ICT, for managing photography and media coverage, and the head and the staff of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering for their tremendous have been invaluable to the success of this event. As we move forward into the semester, let's carry with us the insights and inspiration we have gained today. Together we work towards achieving excellence, fully embracing the opportunities in this digital landscape. Thank you all, and I wish you a successful and productive semester ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your journey is now officially underway, filled with opportunities for learning, growth, and success. Paying for a degree gives you an opportunity, but only your effort and perseverance will earn you true success. Thank you for being part of this momentous occasion, and we eagerly anticipate the remarkable achievement that you will unfold throughout your academic adventure. So, this marks the end of the inauguration session. Have a good day. We have prepared refreshments for you all, so please enjoy.
many of you answered the survey we gave earlier, and those of you who didn't answer, Dr. Karunaratne would now share the QR code again. Please do that, and the questions that you raised, we would be answering those as frequently asked questions in the Moodle course page for orientation. This goes to the Zoom participants as well. Please tell us where you are connecting from, and also tell us use the QR code and ask any question you want. Now you would be better equipped to ask questions, and we will, in the interest of time, we will be answering those questions on Moodle, but please make sure that you use that effectively. Thank you for joining with us. Online participants, we regret our inability to provide you with refreshments. All physical participants, you will be served refreshments. Thank you, and very sincere thanks to our compeer this morning, Ms. Tarushi. Thank you so much, Tarushi.